Hello, Steve Hall here, and I'm excited that you're here. How did you like that little intro? Following this is an interview I did with Robert, which is my partner down in the Riviera Maya, and what we want to talk to you about is real estate. 11 to 15% return on investment down in the Riviera Maya with luxury real estate. And what we're offering you is a getaway weekend to come on down to Riviera Maya and see what we've got to offer you. Hi, I'm Steve Hall, and I'm coming in to you from Seattle, Washington, and it's a beautiful place, Seattle, but the weather's a little bit cold today. It's cold and clear. And I'm excited to introduce you to my friend Robert here from Riviera Maya Real Estate. And what we've got to offer you is a fantastic getaway weekend. And we'd love to have you come down to the Riviera Maya and see what a fantastic place is and what a fantastic investment it is. So Robert, these getaway weekends, tell me a little bit about how they work and where the people would be staying if they come down to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Steve. Happy to be here. Well, first off, we have a fantastic deal for everybody today. I mean, it's only $6.99 for 3 nights and 4 days. And more than telling you what a beautiful place you can stay at, let me show you so that people can see and get excited about.
Fantastic. I mean, you've got swim ups. It's an all inclusive, which means that all of the food and all of the drinks are included. And I believe there's 5 restaurants there. All excellent.
Actually, they just went up to 8. They opened 3 new ones this year. So you're going to have quite a few options for food. Of course, drinks. There's an Asian fusion place. There's a Mexican place. There's a barbecue place. So a little bit for everybody so that we can guarantee that you're going to have a fantastic time down here.
Yep. So that's $6.99 for 3 nights and 4 days.
Yep, that's correct. And as you can see, $6.99. And in some places, you're going to be looking at $300 to $500 for a round flight trip. So, I mean, it's a fantastic deal just to come down here to the Riviera Maya and enjoy. And it's only a few hours away so that you can get yourself down here to 77-degree weather. Yeah. And start enjoying the beaches and, wash all your troubles away with a margarita.
Yeah. So I'm sitting in 45-degree weather, wishing I was in 77-degree weather. So let's talk a little bit about the flights here from Seattle to Cancun right now. If you take a look here right now, and this is December 26th, so you could leave December 26th and fly Delta for $525. And that's round trip. So, I mean, it's a fantastic deal. So give yourself a Christmas present, a getaway weekend. But Robert, tell me a little bit about the history of the Riviera Maya and what a good investment it all is.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the most important questions. Why the Riviera Maya? Why Mexico? Of course, people have been drawn to this place since the beginning, right? The predominant name and the name that everybody knows and everybody immediately thinks of the blue turquoise waters is Cancun. Back in '84, when it started being developed, some people just had this great vision of what the Riviera Maya could be. They developed one of the most beautiful areas in the entire world, which is the hotel zone now. Everything around there is just fantastic. Now, since '84, what happened was the peso changed. So we dropped 3 zeros in our currency exchange, and currency value just flipped from one day to the other. And from peso to dollar, now you were having 8 pesos to a dollar. And then people started and foreign investments started buying here like crazy. That's what that first boom of development. But now, fast forward to 2018, coming up on 2019, and we're looking at 18, 19, 20 pesos per dollar. And you're looking at fantastic and affordable properties in one of the best and international markets in the world. Now, last year, we saw 19 million visitors throughout the world. I'm talking Asia, New Zealand, Australia, Russia, the UK, America, Canada, and even South America. So that strength, that international market pretty much makes this one of the best investments in the world, because regardless of what happens anywhere else, think back to 2008, what happened when the market crashed. I mean, I'm sure you remember, because it was a tough time for everybody, right?
Yeah,
So here, the worst thing that happened is we only dropped 3%, and then we came back 3 months later at 3% from the 3% drop, and now you have property appreciation, which in the first 12 months in some areas is giving you around 25%.
wow.
So yeah, it's fantastic. And not to mention the ROI of rental occupancy, which can be over 10%.
So the diversity, I know sitting in the United States, there's a lot of craziness going on in the political world, and that's obviously going to affect the economic world. So all of my friends that are in business are kind of a little bit nervous about what's going to go on. And this is one of the reasons why I'm talking to you, because the Riviera Maya is just an incredible place to be. And I think you were telling me that the rental occupancy is north of 90%.
Exactly. Throughout the history of the Riviera Maya, the occupancy has stayed over 90%. And hotel occupancy, I mean, in rental vacations, you have over 70-80% occupancy. And it's just an incredible place to be. And you can, once you've been down here just once, you're going to see why everybody falls in love with it. But more than that, to remember that this is such a strong market, and that a well-placed investment here in real estate is a tangible asset. One, you're going to be able to, to see it, to know what you're buying. Two, you're going to be able to use it. So you're going to be able to come down here and have a vacation. But three, whenever, the going gets tough, and it happens for everybody, you're going to have something that is going to actually be generating you cash flow. And in the worst situation, you're going to be able to sell it, and you're not going to be taking a hit. Because remember that down here, there are no fire sales. This is a cash market, so there's no bank foreclosures, there's no loans. And that is one of the other things that actually helps this market stay so stable throughout the entire of its history.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So I believe that there's properties down there that give you a guaranteed return on investment. And one of the properties we're going to be talking about gives you in writing a guaranteed return on investment for a period of years.
Yeah, actually, that's correct. Some of the properties down here, some of the developers believe so strongly in this market that is changing right now, and the occupancy being what it is, and of course the popularity of the Riviera Maya increasing every year. Some of the developers are guaranteeing. Some of them are doing 8. Some of them are doing 10. I mean, some of them actually at some point are doing 12% returns guaranteed for up to 5 to 7 years. I mean, it's a written guarantee stipulated not just in a handshake, but in a contract, that every year you're going to get 8, 10, 12%, depending on the property that you choose. The one that we're going to be looking at today, they're doing 8% guaranteed for 7 years. And it's just a fantastic opportunity. And it's in one of the strongest markets right now that is up and coming. Right now, imagine that this new place that is called Tulum, if you're buying it right now, is like investing in Apple before the iMac. Absolutely. And actually, it's a good thing that you mentioned that, because this 8, 10, 12% returns on investment that I'm mentioning, it's after expenses. That's what's going to be in your pocket after expenses. It's not 12% before expenses. It's after expenses. So property management, HOA fees, property taxes, everything else is off the top of that 8, 10, 12% that you're going to be getting. It's not, property management is something that's not easy. And if you're going to make it your business, maybe it is worth your while coming down here and, and buying a couple properties. But if you're thinking of this as a second investment, or as something that's just going to generate cash flow and it's going to be, worry free. There are companies down here that are doing full management. You literally just have to pay for it and enjoy it, and you're going to be receiving your cash flow monthly, every quarter, or once a year, and you're not going to have to do absolutely anything but check your bank statement and be taking in that cash, that extra cash.
Love it, love it, love it. So tell us about a couple of the opportunities. I believe you've got two for right now that when they come down on their getaway weekend, that we'll pick them up at the airport, take them to the place that they're staying, that video that you saw, and then come and pick them up and take them out and show them these properties.
Absolutely. First off, let me tell you a little bit about Tulum, which is where these properties are located. That's just an hour and 15 minutes away from the Cancun airport. Now, interestingly enough, the reason why I'm recommending this investment is because right now there's over $3 billion coming into this area of infrastructure in the next 3 years alone. Now, included in those $3 billion, there's a fantastic new train that's going to be coming in that's going to connect the entire Riviera Maya, cutting the trip from the airport anywhere else into 30, 40 minutes max. And of course, once the pickaxe drops, we're expecting about a 30-40% rise in prices. Now, this new area, Tulum, is a chic little town at the south side of the Riviera Maya. It has one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, and it has one of the most incredible and unique environments. That's why people started gravitating towards this area. But more than tell you more, let me show you what we're going to be looking at. Now, Steve, I don't know if you agree with me, but if we look at this, how beautiful does that look?
Yeah, and the solar panels up on the top there, that's cool. And all the water, jungle. Oh man, I want to be there now.
Exactly. And now look at the distribution of these apartments. Each tower is individual, meaning that the renters and the owners are going to have nobody at their sides. Now, this is basically what you're going to be getting once you receive the unit. But actually, they're expecting about a year, that green that you see around the building, they're going to actually put in plants and citronella, natural bug repellents, but it's actually also going to work as insulation. So it's going to be a living wall around the apartments. Now imagine how awesome it would be to walk into your development, to walk into your property, and all that you see around you is green.
Wow. So this is a living environment with the living walls and with the solar, and it's
Exactly. Now the solar panels actually are being put, and they're the most efficient ones so that they can run the ACs, and the owners are going to have the option of not being on the grid to cut down on power intake. Now, one of the incredible amenities of this, other than the pools and the property management, now they even have a cenote, which is one of the most beautiful attractions of the Riviera Maya. They have their own sinkhole that people are going to be able to dip in, swim, jump into, and have a lot of fun. One of the things that I'm most excited about also is their property management. As you know, a rental market always has competition. But one of the best ways that you can guarantee your returns is to buy into a unique development that people are going to want to stay. Now, if you're only going to have a $20 to $30 difference from staying any other studio to staying in one of these, which is an amazing suite with all the amenities, you're going to choose this development every time. Am I right?
yeah. No, that's stunning. I want one.
So as you can see there, it's jungle experience. They're going to take ecotourism to another level. And the entire development is based and surrounded by an organic and natural structure and the natural feel. Now, as you can see, this is the layout of the units.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, they're a really nice suite. They have a bathtub. It is a turnkey property. So basically, all you have to do is bring your clothes and your sunscreen and your flip-flops, and that's about it. That's all you need to get down here. They're gonna use incredible finishes. So you're not just buying an income-producing property, but you're buying a unique property that is actually being built with thought, with dedication, and with the best quality in materials that is possible. Here you can see a little bit of a panoramic view. Here you have the bed, at the back you have the bathtub. Now this is sort of a sky view of what the development is going to look like. You can see the distribution of the towers. Here you have the cenote, here you have the pool, here's your lobby, and you're even going to have parking.
Nice. Looks like an incredible investment.
It's an incredible investment, and it starts from $185,000. And the estimated ROI in this properties, because they're betting on over 80-90% occupancy, they're gonna be seeing, the owners are gonna be seeing between 11 to 15% return on investment. That's after expenses.
After expenses.
After expenses. Now, another reason why I like this development is because they're going for full sustainability. So as they say here, they're not eco-chic, they're sustainable. So whenever you develop in a new location, you have to consider the exterior, what your environment is. And this development has done a great job of considering their environment, building something that's unique to its destination and iconic, that they hope other people are going to pick up the role model and then build. But of course, they're going to be the first ones, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be the best. They have water processing plants, so you're gonna know that you're buying a property that's actually not generating any pollution to the environment, which is something that is extremely important when you buy into a unique destination like here. This is a little bit about what I was telling you about the walls, that they're gonna have the plants that are gonna climb up the walls and actually create an insulation so that.
Well, one of the reasons why I love Cancun is historically it's never been hotter than 97 and it's never been colder than 72, except for, you said last year they got down to 68.
That's right, 68. That's lowest that it's ever been. I was wearing a jacket.
So it's a really, really comfortable environment. I mean, when I'm down there, I have a t-shirt, a pair of shorts and flip-flops, my sunglasses and sunscreen, and my credit card, and that's basically all I have.
That's all you need. That's all you need. And look at this. Imagine if you had this place to stay in. Now, this wouldn't be a property that you would be vacationing in. You can come down and live in it, and you can spend as much time as you like here, from a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months. No reservation required. No nightly payment. This is yours. This is your property. But mostly than that, it's a great investment, and it's an income producing property.
So they handle all of the rentals. So when you're not using it, they would go ahead and rent it out, and that income comes to you, and that's fully managed all the way, and in writing what your return on investment is, right?
Yeah, correct. I mean, you can take in your returns either quarterly, every 6 months, every year, and you just have to sit back. They're completely transparent. They have a great system that you can go online, see how much it's being rented for, see the current occupancy. I mean, look at these properties. I mean, look at how beautiful they are. And this is the return on investment that we're talking about, is just off of the rentals. We're not even considering, the cherry on top of the pie, which is going to be the appreciation for the owners from pre-sale to delivery. Once they take delivery, even if somebody was just thinking about flipping it, they could be looking at a 25 to 35% profit just off of that initial appreciation.
So let's talk about that for a minute, because Mexico's unique in that way. Buying in the United States, or thinking about buying a rental property or something like that, how does that work down in the Riviera Maya, that rental return and investment and everything like that? How, because these things are turnkey. I mean, they're set up so that you purchase one and you purchase pre-construction. That's where you get the great deal, right?
That's correct.
Construction happens and it comes into service, and then from then on, they service it, they take care of it, and they give you a guaranteed return on investment in a contract in writing.
That's correct. I mean, that's a pretty good sum up of how it works. Now, of course, the way that I work to protect all of our clients is that we only work with reputable developers that we've worked in the past, that we know that they're going to deliver, and that we know that they're going to take care of our clients. Because, as you know, I like my clients to be happy, and I love to get referrals from them. And the way to do that is to take care of them and to make sure that everybody meets their expected returns and that their property is actually managed the way they expect it to be, because I don't want to give an investor another headache. The Riviera Maya is a place where you can come to relax. I don't want this place to be a headache for any of my clients. I want this place to be a haven, both for their investment and for their lifestyle.
Fantastic. So walk me through quickly how that would go. Let's say I'm ready to go right now. I want to buy Con right now. What is the price right now? What can I expect my appreciation at delivery? And then how would it roll out for the next couple of years or so?
Well, basically, what the let's take it from the first step. You are ready. You want to buy Con. First thing that we need to do is lock down the unit. So we need to put down a 5,000 reservation deposit. Now, from that first step, then once we have an accepted offer, we moved on to promissory contracts, because this is a pre-sale deal, right? So we sign promissory contracts, and that is when the contract is signed, that is when the down payment is paid. And basically from then, I'm going to be in constant communication with you, giving you updates of your property, how the construction is going, and making sure that you stay up to date with how everything is going down here, from relevant news to the way the market's moving. If there's any other attractive opportunities, I will always present them to you, because I always want my clients to get the best deals possible. So that's the way I work. Now, once you take delivery, before you actually come down here, I myself conduct a pre-inspection to tell you, hey, Steve, you know what? Your apartment is delivered. It's perfect. Come down here so that you can inspect it yourself and take your delivery, and make sure that you pack enough clothes, because I want you to stay here for a couple of days so that you can enjoy your property. Once you come back down here, everything is arranged for you. The closing, we arrange meetings with attorneys and everything that is necessary for you to actually get the full ownership of your property. Once contracts are signed and title is done, all you have to do is sit back and enjoy your property, and have a lot of margaritas on me.
Sounds great. So this property Con, uh, is there a guaranteed return on investment on it?
They're doing a guaranteed return of investment of 8%. That's what they're putting in the contract, but they are expecting to be doing between 11 to 15%. Now, once we have people that want to come down here, I will do my homework and I will present to them with any options that fit their wants and needs. Now, once we compare them to Con, you're going to see how Con is a unique development. And that's what you want to get in a unique market. You want to get a unique unit that you know is going to be of high demand and of high rentability. Because there's no point in buying into a market where you're buying something like everybody else is building, because then there's not gonna be a real want for your property. You want to have that unique management, you want to have that unique design, and you want to have that unique feel for everybody that's gonna come down here to feel like they're staying in a great property, and that they're actually really experiencing the area. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't think anybody comes down here to feel like they're in Seattle. I don't think anybody comes down here to feel like they're in LA or to feel like they're in New York. You come down here to know and to feel that you're in the Riviera Maya.
Yeah. So when people do this discovery weekend and they come down to see you, Con is one of the properties you're going to show them. You got another one that's great investment too. Can you give us some information on that one?
Absolutely. Let me show you. Let's go back here. So now, this is Casa Tulum. Now, this is actually one of the fastest growing areas of Tulum right now. As I mentioned, Tulum is just starting. It's a baby. Like it was declared its own municipality in 2009. So you're looking at a place that is actually under 10 years old. Now, if you think about that city-wise, that is a baby. I mean, it's just starting to get to where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Now, this is Casa. As you can see, they already have their first development in place. Property management is already up and running. They're looking at fantastic returns for their owners. The finishes are of high-end quality, and more importantly, the finishes are thought out to be long lasting and to reduce HOA costs as much as possible. They used high quality finishes. You can see here how the suites are actually quite spacious. The materials and the furniture packages that they choose for the properties are of high quality. I mean, I don't know about you, but this is a picture that I love. I mean, look at that kitchen. I know that if my girlfriend saw this property, and I know she loves to cook, she was like, if she saw any other property and then she saw this kitchen, she would be like, we're going there. She wouldn't even give me a choice.
Yeah. And the thing I want to communicate to people is these are all turnkey. So, I mean, what you see is what you get. The furniture's there, the bedding's there, the dishes are there. Everything's ready for visit or anybody else's visit. And, you know, the maid service, the laundry, everything's in place and ready to go. So you don't have any hassles. Oh, I love that picture. I want one of those, Robert.
Yeah, there's one left.
Well, tell me about that. If somebody's excited and they wanted to buy a property like this that we're looking at right now on the screen, they wanted to jump on a plane and come down and spend a couple of days looking around, spend some time down there, what would it look like?
Well, right now, pretty much this is what we would be looking at. I mean, this is their first phase, so there's nothing better than to actually go to what they've already built to see the quality of finishes, how they work, and how they manage the properties. So this is actually where we would go to see this property, and then we would go see the location of their second construction, which is already undergoing. It's actually already 5 months in, so we can actually see how they're doing. As you say, what happens if we have somebody excited that we get in touch with, understands what is happening and the potential for this investment? The first thing and the first step we need to do is to book you on that discovery holiday. Once you get down here, I will make a point of having somebody come out to get you at the airport, bring you down to the Fives, to stay there. I will meet you myself for breakfast so that we can talk about the investment potential of here, about the potential options that we're going to be looking at while you're down here. And I'm going to make sure that you understand 100% how the investment plan and how the purchase process works down here, because I don't like my clients to have any surprises along the way. So now, this market is changing, it's growing, and it has incredible potential. So I am encouraging all of my clients to buy within the next 6 months, because as you know, appreciation is happening right now. And right now, I can guarantee that this is a fantastic investment, and that this area is going to give you both great appreciation and both great returns off of rental occupancy. But in 6 months, when the prices start going up, now we all know that those numbers going up are going to actually impact your returns. So the sooner people get into this market, the better, because that is when we can negotiate, get you the best deal possible, and make sure that you have the highest returns possible.
Okay, so give me some ideas what's possible. Let's say somebody sees this video and they go, that's great, honey, let's go. Let's jump on a plane and book a discovery weekend. They love that place and they want to get into it. Just give me a scenario and then give me an idea of 6 months, a year from now, from your experience, what would they get out of it?
Well, in first step, of course, first step is getting in touch with you so that they can contact us. And now, once they come down here, what they can expect is an easy process. The way that I work and the thing that I've specialized over the years is making this a streamlined process for all of my clients. From the offer, the reservation, meeting with the attorneys, making sure that they understand 100% of the legal side of it and the back end of it. I like to give my clients that security that they're making a good and safe investment and that they're putting their money in the right place, because I fully understand, well, not everybody has 150, 200, 300, $500,000 to invest in property. And when you actually decide to pull that trigger, it's important, and you have to make sure that you're putting your money in the right place. And I understand that. I understand that this is a big deal. So I want to make sure that you're 100% invested in this area and that you're actually 100% going to get what you're expecting out of this area. What you can expect within the first year is within the first 12 months is at that 12-month mark. For 30%, we're looking at $180,000.
$180,000. Okay, and that gets you into the deal and going. Now, the reason why you'd want to go 50% deposit is you get a better deal on the property normally, right?
That's correct. Some of the developers right off the bat, if you give them a higher down payment, they just give you a discount. I always like to ask for more, because regardless of whether you ask me for it, I just want to get the best deal for you. So I always like to ask for more. The worst thing that they can do is say no. So
Okay.
I always like to get you the best deal. I will make my recommendations on your needs, on what we should present the offer on. But of course, at the end of the day, you have final say, and you get to decide what terms and conditions we present with our offer.
Okay, so I put 180 down on the table, and we're expecting delivery in December 2019. Is that what's delivery on that property?
That's correct. December 2019, and again, the construction is already underway, and they're actually ahead of schedule. But right now, yes, officially it's December 2019.
Okay, December 2019 is delivery. And then they start renting it out and managing it, and then that's when I start seeing the return on my investment.
Yes, that's correct. As soon as the property is delivered, they start managing it, they start renting it, and you start getting your returns every quarter, every 6 months, every year, whatever system you prefer, they'll set it up for you.
Okay, so let's look forward. December 2019, I take delivery of this beautiful 3-bedroom condo right there on the top with a pool and everything like that. Here, what am I going to expect I'm going to get back in that next year, December 2020?
Well, in the first year, that is kind of the placement year for the property. But right now, the market is so strong that even in that first year, you're guaranteed the 8%, right? If you want them to sign it, they can sign it under contract 8% every year. Now, the reason why I'm not recommending my clients to take the guaranteed returns is because you get that 8% every year, but then they're going to take anything that's left off the top. Right now, developments are doing 11 to 15%. So in that first year, you might do 8% from 2019 to 2020. But once the market placement is done, your property is going to start generating over 11, 12, 13%. And we need to remember that there's also inflation happening. So prices are going to still continue to go up. So your property is actually going to start renting more expensively, which is going to translate into high returns for you.
Okay. All right. So I've got $599 investment on there. What do you think that property is worth with your experience in 2020, 2021, 2022?
About 4 years ago, I sold a condo, a penthouse condo, which was a very similar size to that one, for $350,000 4 years ago. Right now, this property is worth $600,000.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of 2020, once you have delivery, a proven track record of rentals, and you can show any potential buyer the returns that you've been receiving, that property could easily be going for $750,000, $800,000.
Wow. So very good investment. And I mean, right
Very good.
in the States right now, we're not getting those kind of returns on anything. And with the political situation the way it is, we don't know where we're going. So this is a fantastic opportunity for anybody.
political instability in certain areas make people concerned about what's going to happen in other places of the world. Now, one, this is an international market, so you're always going to be protected throughout any turmoil that could happen throughout history. And two, as I mentioned, there is no mortgages, there's no bank loans, no bank foreclosures here. So that is another one of the biggest reasons why our clients choose to put their money down here, because they know that here, this is a cash market. So people here buy what they can afford. And most importantly, here, the construction is paid for in pesos. Lots are paid for in pesos. So that translates, you're looking at property value per square foot in this new area between $160 to $280 per square foot. And you're buying a property in one of the most beautiful, one of the most rentable, one of the most unique locations in the world. And as we saw earlier with the flights, now one of the most accessible places in the world.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Great. So if anybody's ready to pull the trigger on a discovery weekend, we put 2 buttons down below here. Number 1 button is if you want to have a conversation with me and Robert and see what the opportunities are, we'd be happy to jump on the screen with you and have that conversation. So basically an online virtual tour. The other button is if you're ready to jump in and get your discovery weekend booked and get going, just click on that button there. We're ready, willing, and able to answer any of your questions and show you what the Riviera Maya offers. So
Absolutely.
Robert, I want to thank you very much for your time. I'm excited to book a couple of discovery weekends and show people what penthouses and tree houses they could own.
I look forward to it. And I'm very happy to get to work with you, Steve. And I'm excited about getting people down here and getting them to be a part of this dream and this lifestyle that is the Riviera Maya. As I've told you before, it just feels good to own in the Riviera Maya. It feels right.
It certainly does. Thank you, Robert.
Have a good day, Steve.